Big Wave, page 13. But in the summer, Kino had to work on the farm, for his father needed help. Even Setsu and the mother helped when the rice seedlings had to be planted in the flooded fields on the terraces, and they helped too when the grain was ripe and had to be cut into sheaves and threshed. On those days, Kino could not run down the mountainside to find Jaya. When the day was over, he was so tired he fell asleep over his supper. But there were days when Jaya was also too busy to play. Word came in from the fishermen up the coast that a school of fish was passing through the channels, and then every fishing boat made haste to sail out of the bays and inlets into the main currents of the sea. Early in the morning, sometimes so early that the light was still that of the setting moon, Jaya and his father sailed their boat across the silvery sea to let down their nets at dawn. If they were lucky, the nets came up so heavy with fish that it took all their strength to haul them up, and soon the bottom of the boat was flashing and sparkling with the wriggling fish. Sometimes, if it were not seed time or harvest, Kino went with Jaya and his father. It was an exciting thing to get up in the night and dress himself in his warm padded jacket tied around his waist. Even in summer, the wind was cool over the seas at dawn. However early he got up, his mother always got up too, and gave him a bowl of hot rice soup and some bean curd and hot tea before he started. Then she packed his lunch in a clean wooden box, cold rice and fish and a bit of radish pickle. Down the stone steps of the mountain path, Kino ran straight to the narrow dock, where the fishing boats bobbed up and down on the tide. Jaya and his father were already there, and in a few minutes the boat was nosing its way between the rocks out to the open sea. Sails set and filling with the wind, they sped straight into the dawnlit sky. Kino crouched down on the floor behind the bow and felt his heart rise with joy and excitement. The shore fell far behind them, and the boat took on the deep swell of the ocean. Soon they came to a whole fleet of fishing boats, then together they flew after the schools of fish. It was like being a bird in a flock, flying into the sky. How exciting it was, too, to pull up the fish. At such times, Kino felt Jaya was more lucky than he. Fish harvest was much easier than rice harvest. I wish my fathermen were a fisherman, he would tell Jaya. It is stupid to plow and plant and cut the sheaves when I could just come out like this and reap fish from the sea. Jaya shook his head. But when the storms come, you wish yourself back upon the earth, he said. Then he laughed. How would fish taste without rice? Think of eating only fish. We need both farmers and fishermen, Jaya's father said. On days when the sky was bright and the winds mild, the ocean lay so calm and blue that it was yet hard to believe that it could be so cruel and angry. Yet even Kino never quite forgot that under the warm blue surface the water was cold and green. When the sun shone, the deep water was still. But when the deep water moved and heaved and stirred, then Kino was glad that his father was a farmer and not a fisherman. And yet one day, it was the earth that brought the big wave. Deep under the deepest part of the ocean, miles under the still green waters, fires raged in the heart of the earth. The icy cold of the waters could not chill those fires. Rocks were melted and boiled under the crust of the ocean's bed, under the weight of the water, but they could not break through. At last, the steam grew so strong that it forced its way to the mouth of the volcano. That day, as he helped his father plant turnips, Kino saw the sky overcast halfway to the zenith. Look, father, he cried.